It's Total Spotfest.
JJ sure does love gobble gobble.
Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. This is Total Spotfest. I do indeed. Yes, that is Jamie. I am JJ. Austin Reddick is right there in front of your faces. This is Total Spotfest Wrestling Podcast. We got a lot. We got a whole lot. Like whole lot. Would you say it's a bloody lot?
Let's say a full gear amount of stuff. Does that work?
Yeah. We're trying to do puns here. We're failing, Austin, I think.
Not the best attempts, but the important thing is you tried.
Yeah.
You know, we're just gigging a little too hard. That's all we're doing.
There it is. There it
We're
is.
back. We're back, boys.
We got it. Well, thank you guys for joining us. For those of you who are here trying to either avoid your family or put off those last-second Thanksgiving plans for those of you in America, those outside America, hello to Wednesday. This is Total Spotfest. We do this every Wednesday, a little bit after Dynamite ends. Austin was saying right before we hit live, it feels so weird going on at our normal time.
I swear, if they keep doing these damn 3-hour things.
Yeah. I was reading quickly through Twitter earlier today, looking for the Dynamite card, and they had put in the message that they were doing Collision on Thanksgiving, but I kind of read all fast at once as like a special Thanksgiving Dynamite Collision. I was like, dear God, not again. But fortunately, I was wrong.
No,
we are here at a reasonable time this week.
Make it stop. I mean, this is to be fair, this is the one week where we could do it because, right? But c'est la vie. This is your first time here. We want to welcome.
Also, we need to give a huge shout out to anybody who's on here, because if you're watching us right now and not watching Stranger Things, I appreciate you so much.
I know. I haven't even opened Twitter. I was like, I will not because that's like, do not. I don't even want a whiff of a spoiler.
Oh, did that come out today or something?
Yeah.
Yes, today's the day.
Today's the first.
I watched season 1.
Oh.
And season 1 was a very good season of TV, and I had just zero interest to see what happens to those children after that. I was like, nope, like that was a good, perfect for what it was. I don't need to see any more of this. But season 1 was phenomenal.
Season one was phenomenal. Season 2 was, it was close. Season 3, a lot of people dogged on season 3.
I love season 3.
I like season. Hot take. I like season 3 better than season 2. Just gonna say it. Okay.
It's one of my favorite seasons.
Yeah, I thought season 3 was great. Season 4 was fan fucking tastic, and they're doing this is first JB. This is first half, right? So they're doing the first half now. The second half, New Year's, Christmas.
Christmas and New Year's, both.
Okay. And then the grand finale is going to be like a full movie-long episode, and I think they are releasing it in theaters, so there's that. But yes, Austin, yes, Stranger Things. So
that's a lot of it being broken. See, that's why one season was plenty for me. I watched after it was all out. It was a good amount of story. I don't need to be like a decade later waiting for a single season broken into 3 different parts, one of which I have to go to the theaters to see. Apparently, you lost me there.
And I'm gonna put this out here. Jamie's gonna snap back at me immediately on this, or maybe not. We'll see. But because this has become a trend with these really popular series, the way they've been doing this lately here, and it really started with Harry Potter. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Volume 1, Volume 2?
Yeah.
No. When did Twilight?
I'm not counting that. I'm not acknowledging that existence, but touche. I hear you. Okay. Because they did that. They did Mocking. They did the Hunger Games. They broke up the 3rd book into 2 movies. They wanted to do 3 movies. I had heard, which is like, Jesus Christ, man. And they keep doing that with all these like super popular series too. It's like part 1 of the final season. They did that with Vikings, where it was like 3 parts of the final season. It was like 3 whole seasons. That's not a final season. That's 3 final seasons.
Yeah. Like all that is you poorly paste your writing. Like it should be that hard to give us just clearly defined seasons. If you're breaking up at the end, you're either stalling or you got to just jam a bunch of shit in because you never got around to it. Either way, it never ends well. It's never good.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to start a new. We're not. Okay, I was going to do a Cold War joke. I fucked that up. Let's talk about wrestling.
Hey, comrade.
I mean, you put Stalin in front of my face, and I just whiffed at it. I pulled a Blue Jay and just, and I'm out. Sorry to our Canadian friends. All right, boys. There was a pay-per-view this weekend. Now, if a couple weeks ago, Blood and Guts, if that was not bloody enough for you, Tony Khan said, okay, hold my triple caffeinated coffee. Because, woo, Full Gear. it was great. But, man, it was bloody as all get up. What overall thoughts on the pay-per-view before we dissect all this? Because I know going into this, you all had said, especially you, Austin, really not looking forward to this pay-per-view, right? So, after watching it, thoughts?
So, I actually did not watch Full Gear and have not yet. Although we wrestled Saturday night during the show, and then we were in Denver for a couple more days before coming home. So I just didn't have a convenient time to go spend the $40 to buy it and watch it. But having seen plenty of clips online and just reading what happened and knowing the results and all that, I'm kind of sad I missed it. Like, some things that made you scratch your head a bit, like, all right, they did that, but definitely unexpected. And I feel like it's been a while since pay-per-view just went completely the opposite direction on a ton of matches from what we figured would happen.
Okay.
When we doubt that the pay-per-view company can put on a good pay-per-view, it's really when we are at our peak fandom, I think. At least on this show. On this show for sure. We love AEW. We talk about it every week on Wednesdays. Thank you. But
subscribe.
I personally was not thrilled about Full Gear. I was like, this is just gonna be a bunch of retreads. We've seen most of these matches. I don't know. And then honestly, like at the beginning, I didn't buy it at first. Bailey got home and she's like, I want to buy it. I'm like, okay, we'll buy it. And it's already been on for like almost an hour at this point. And I buy it, and I am beyond thankful I bought it.
Yeah.
Because holy shit. Like when I think I have Tony Khan figured out, he does this. And for the most part, I had him figured out other than a bonus question, and that's about it. I stuck to my guns, is committed to doing it, and I paid my consequence. But
sure did.
What a show. That's all I gotta say. What a damn show.
It was, yeah, I mean, I think going into it, we all do, oh yeah, I think it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show, but it was an outstanding show. And, when you break it down, you had the tag team title match, right? We all picked FTR. That match you haven't got a chance to watch it yet in full, Austin. Go watch the tag match because it will tickle every bone in your body. You love your tag teaming, and that match was fire.
I'm sad I missed it, but I'm excited in about 6 months from now or whatever the time frame is when it just gets uploaded to Max to watch, where it's not current enough to be invested storyline wise because I know what happens we're past there, and I can just watch and just appreciate the wrestling.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking forward to that day. It's in the future, but it's like it's a late Christmas gift to me from Tony Khan, and I get to go back and watch it 6 months from now.
Thanks, Tony. So we had FTR match. Okay, we had Darby Allin versus Pac, right? Which we all got wrong too. We all got FTR right. We all got Darby Allin wrong, and I'm thankful.
I'm glad about that.
I know you're glad about that. This was the quintessential beat the living piss out of Darby Allin match. The man had second-degree burns. My apologies. Right? From being thrown through the table. And Pac just whipped him like a fucking junkyard dog. It was so good. $1 Million Trios match. We all picked Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express. I think we knew like the post ending how it was going to go, right? Oh,
yeah.
For the most part, Jamie. But we all got the match wrong, and watching them do it there, the way that they did it made more sense to me in the moment, you know, as opposed to having them lose, because having them lose and then have this, you gotta have them win in order to like feign the joining into the Don Callis family. Because the other way to go about this story is they lose, they get beat up, and then Kenny Omega and the Jurassic Express save the Bucks. But that was much more impactful for the Bucks arc to do it this way. So we probably should have seen that coming, you know. But hey, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, like hindsight, that does make a lot of sense. But it's fun when they can still like tell the story in a good way and also go against what you thought would happen.
Yeah. Jamie made mention this was our first of 2 bonus questions for the night, and the question was: will Takeshita get involved during or after the 6-man tag team match to benefit the side of the Elite? Exactly like we agreed upon last week. And
no chance in hell that was happening.
Yeah. Yes, no, and a hell no, Jamie were my answers. I would have taken either no or hell no, Jamie is the same thing. And we all got that right except for Jamie. So a round of applause to Jamie for Mr. Commit to the bit. So committed to the bit. I appreciate you there.
Absolutely. Hopefully that extra point didn't affect anything later.
Spoiler.
Sad.
It may have.
Kicking myself. I lost the title off a dumb bonus question. I had a really bad take on something, but that's just me.
Technically not, although you hypothetically could. So we'll get to that. Because pick-wise, we were all really close, with one exception. All right, so you had Kyle O'Reilly versus John Moxley. We were kind of split on this, you know, the no-holds-barred match with Kyle O'Reilly again making Moxley tap out. And then they do a little promo afterwards where Moxley is kind of talking to his troops, right? And you can start to see them. You can start to see Jamie, the descent creeping in behind him. Jamie, you with us there, man? What are you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm doing some serious research right now. Just wanted to see how long it's been. No, obviously these two are going to meet in the finals. Like, can we just talk about that?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
We're talking about Mox and Kyle O'Reilly, and they're certainly not meeting in the finals because Kyle O'Reilly's not in the tournament.
Not in the tournament.
I got plenty to talk about this. So Megan and I were talking about this.
I was like, what?
So Megan and I were talking about this, and we both think Pac is going to become the new leader soon.
I like it, actually. Okay. Pac's probably the most charismatic. He's also the most charismatic of the rest of them there. You're not putting Daniel Garcia as the leader. Yuta is just... No. Yuta's an enigma of hate, which I love. Okay? And Claudio says like 8 words.
I would like to see Claudio get a little bit more promo time and be the leader. I think he could pull it off.
I like when he goes into his whole like Swiss, the German speaking shtick.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, big fan. Okay, I got it. I apologize. I was doing some research I should have done before the show.
Okay, all right. Oh, touche. TNT title match we were split on. Now, Austin and myself were on the opinion that Kyle Fletcher was going to keep this belt, whereas the rest of the FWO was all aboard on Briscoe, and you guys were right on that. This was
I held that one close to the vest because his Mark Briscoe's promo on Wednesday when he's like, I'm doing this for my family, doing this, blah blah blah. I'm like, yep, he's winning it. He's the one going over. So instantly knew right then.
Yeah, and we'll get to all the fall and the post stuff here, and when we talk about Dynamite. But this was the second match where there was both combatants bloody as all get up. Okay, first of all, Kyle was bleeding like a stuck pig again. But man, Fletcher and Briscoe, I really, the sicko in me loved the hell out of this match. So it was basically no DQ, and if Briscoe loses, he has to join the Don Callis family, and they pulled out all the damn stops. We all have pontificated enough about Fletcher and his ability to sell, and yes, we know he's the future, right? But you got to be reminded every once in a while, because Briscoe gets into, you get the little comedy bits, you get the little things, but you got to be reminded that this man is, part Sabu, part Devon Dudley. He's got that hardcore gene just hanging out in the back there, right? He's got the essence of ECW in him, and he pulls that shit out. And oh my God, this thing was, well, it featured a bucket of tacks. What else can I say? Yeah, it was great.
It wasn't botched this time.
It's kind of like
yes.
It's kind of like the Kyle Fletcher and MJF match, or sorry, the Mark Briscoe and MJF like tax match. Putting someone like Mark Briscoe in there with someone that doesn't do hardcore stuff is just always a recipe to print money. Like, that's never not entertaining.
Oh yeah. But it's like, and Kyle Fletcher, even though he doesn't do hardcore stuff, he does it pretty fucking well, Jamie.
Young Shawn Michaels here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say something really cool and no, he's just young Shawn Michaels. He's one ladder match away from going up against an icon to being Shawn.
Yeah.
And changing into motorcycle boots. That's about it.
On the women's side of things, you did have the 4-way women's tag team match. Winners get to choose their stipulation. Okay. Nobody chose the Sisters of Sin. Nobody chose the combatants from tonight, basically. Nobody chose them. It was either Megan Bain and Marina Shafir or Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa. I thought this was obvious. I couldn't believe that the two of you and Matt all chose Megan Bain and Marina Shafir. I thought, especially from the promo from Wednesday, I thought this was like obvious as shit. It's going to be Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was obvious that it wasn't going to be that.
Yeah. I figured Megan and Penelope would win this because I figured Tony and Mina were beating them in the semifinal. But we'll get to Dynamite. We'll put a pin in that.
We'll put a big pin in that. And here's my thing: you're gonna have the two, and I don't want to say least charismatic, but least charismatic talking women on the roster. Probably the two women who say the absolute least on the roster. They're gonna choose a stipulation. No.
That's a one sentence promo. Like,
No.
You don't have to say a whole lot there.
It's Tony. It always was meant to be Tony. We know that. The other one that divided us, of course, was the Women's World Championship. Now, Jamie or Austin and I picked what should have been correct. Everybody else picked Chris Statlander, who was technically correct, as according to if you watch the pay-per-view. Chris Statlander is now the only woman to have beaten Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm in AEW.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is she going for a long push here? Because this was the perfect time to get the belt off of her.
Well,
No.
I'll put a pin in that until we get to Dynamite.
Okay.
And hear from Chris Alexander.
We're putting pins all over the place. Okay.
Yeah, because this was the perfect spot to start the ascension of her and the descension of Mercedes. And they knocked it out of the park.
Okay.
Like, this is going to cause her to start losing her belts. Because she can't
Okay.
win the big one.
Can't win the big one. Okay. I like that. Casino Gauntlet, and I am so glad that they did not reveal anybody else who was. I mean, there was a couple pretty obvious hints they did the week before, but I'm glad they didn't reveal anybody else except for the first two guys. And most of us picked Ricochet. Megan picked Speedball. Okay. You had the Hurt Locker. Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker.
I know you know what I'm getting on here. The Hurt Syndicate started it off. You had Speedball and Kevin Knight were in there. You had Ricochet, of course. Who did just like Jamie had said. Where's my sticker at? Hold on, Jamie. I'm gonna give you your flowers here. All right. He comes out third. Out come the Gates of Agony. They beat the hell up, and then he keeps going on. Ricochet does get the victory. Our second bonus question ended up being a wash because none of us got it right. Jamie was the closest, but we were very adamant he had to get the exact number, and it was 12.
Forensic Hill, hello.
Howdy.
What's going on? All right. So, what does this all mean? So, we're going into the world title match tied 4 ways. Okay? Coming into it, there was very clear scenarios in the women's title match to have it ended. If Jamie would have, not committed to the bit, stuck to his guns, he could have already won this himself, right? But we're going in. We're all in there except for Austin. Thanks for playing, Austin. We're all in this going for a 4-way match. And of course, Jamie being the champion does what he does and comes in and cherry picks after I get my picks in to make sure that his time is, just on the right side of where he wants it to be. Okay?
Well, I originally did. I told you, I was very honest about it. I was 1 second before. I'm not going to give 1 second. Like, if I'm coming in, I'm going to the champion's advantage. I'm going 1 second after you. And that ended up hurting.
It did, because we were way off. All of us were thinking this is going to be a 25, 30-minute, bloodbath feud, which, in retrospect, it was a bloodbath. It was a feud. Joe was bleeding something fierce, right? That mat looked like a murder scene when we were done. Okay, it was something straight out of Sopranos. 14 minutes and 23 seconds. Like,
that's weirdly short for an AEW main event.
Cage match main event. 14 minutes. Although, I don't mind, because of the 4 of us, I had, by 1 second, the lowest pick. So, the winner and new pay-per-view pick champion, this guy.
It only took him 549 days in order to recapture this belt. 549 days of domination by the FWO, all of us chipping in, kicking ass, taking names, and we were all like, it's his birthday. Let's give him one.
Yeah, he's Lex Luger torch-tracking Hulk Hogan to win the title, just to turn around the next weekend and drop it right back.
How many times have you done that on one? Okay, I think of all the times here, you might have held like a streak at once. Okay, so
they don't ask how, they ask how many, and it's been several.
Sure. I don't care which one of you has the belt. I want it on my doorstep next week. Okay, so I'll be expecting that shipment or that hand delivery, one way or another. So thank you.
Right.
It's my pleasure. Oh, it's right there. All right. I will drive my happy ass down there. I don't care.
Yes, congratulations, sir. You finally got one. Only took you almost 2 years. Proud of you.
That's okay. Yeah. It's good. It's there. It's gonna stay. Kind of like the Chiefs. It took the Chiefs a while to get to number 2, right? And then they got routed off and became so dominant. So yeah, we're gonna play a little role reversal here. So
yeah. We're gonna get hot though. You watch.
All right, we shall see. We shall see. The good thing with AEW is that we get to pay per view every fucking month almost to do this. So we'll be back. All right.
Still bitter about
it. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So pay-per-view was good. Pay-per-view was really bloody. After the match, of course, that's when you have the the new Teletron entrance. Here comes Prince Nana and all his shiny coffee peddling, royalty, and Swerve Strickland has returned. Quick sidebar. Thoughts on his new music?
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh, so good.
I
and
love
he did
it.
Not get that freckle.
I'm with you. I love it. I think it's great. It's going to take me a while, though, because, we were so used to, the dance to go with Will He Swerve when he died, it was so ingratiated with him. It's going to take me a little while to get adjusted, but it is fantastic. Right.
I'm glad he switched it after being out for a while. Like I always like when people change things up when they come back after being on the shelf.
Yeah.
There's only one person not allowed to do that, and I think we all can agree that's Will Ospreay because his elevated is perfect for him.
Yeah.
That needs to be it forever.
That's fair.
I'm still of the ilk that Kenny Omega needs to stay with Best Bout Machine. I'm glad he's moved to doing it to be his main music, even on pay-per-views too. I know you love the Final Fantasy composed, like majestic stuff, Jamie. But
that's a special occasion entrance.
Best Bout Machine, always.
Yeah,
always.
Nothing beats a standard track. It's just so good.
Yeah, but if it's like a special, like all in, all out, something like that, like once a year you bust that bad boy out. But you keep the Best Bout Machine.
I'm cool with that. But Best Bout Machine is what needs.
So Jamie, here's what you do: is you just queue up his Sephiroth music on Spotify, and when he goes to enter, you just put it on mute, and you can just play that every time, and we'll listen to the good one.
There you go. All right. Okay, so the pay-per-view ended with could be somewhat surprising image of, because Joe, your new world champion, Joe, okay, which is, kind of surprising they did that, but not really when you start looking at what the story they're telling here. I actually really like the story they're telling with this here on Hangman's part, okay? Because as much as I love Hangman Page, we all agree he's the big face, right? That man is not meant for long title runs. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It depends. The thing with having a long face title run is you've got to keep building up credible heels, and you have to make it seem more important than it has been. And Hanger's title run, like the Mox and Darby or Darby and Death Rider stuff, seems to have been featured so much more that it seemed a little bit lesser. I don't mind the length of Hangman's title run. I just wish we would have got a little bit more out of it.
See, I'm of the Attitude Era where that belt just moves around, and I really enjoyed the fact that none of us saw this coming. I love the fact that I did not see this coming. Now, does this mean that he's going to drop the belt in January? No. He's probably going to drop it in February or whatever, or not January, December. He's probably going to drop it in February Revolution.
Makes sense.
To 3 letters. He's going to drop it in 3 letters to MJF. Call it now.
Okay. And the reason I say that is Well, the reason I say that too is, look at his first title run, right? It was all about that build. It was at the time, it was the most thought out, longest running story. It was the long plan, but it had a ending of him getting the title, and then they had no idea what to do with it after that, right? And to be fair, Hangman is in the same place that he is now, right? He didn't know what to do with it, title-wise, right, too, and all that stuff. That's why, some of the awkwardness and some of the different, things that they did with it. So he still got a little bit of that, but I feel like when you look at the picture, the overall picture, and now you got Swerve back. MJF's out shooting a movie. He should be done anytime, right? He'll be back. You got Ospreay, taking some time off, getting healthy and doing all that shit. He'll be back, right? You get a lot of these pieces in there, and I agree with Jamie. It's like, yeah, you got to move it around, especially with these players that you have in this title picture, right? And Joe is not a surprise to be up there in it. It's fucking Samoa Joe, right? Moxley's not a surprise to be up in it. It's John Moxley, right? Any of these guys fit in there if they need to, but your main players, move that belt around, right? Keep it fresh, keep it interesting, keep people wanting. That's a way you sell more pay-per-views in the future. All right.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, I don't mind them moving it right here. Like I said, I wish we got a little bit more out of Hanger's title run. But once we get into the Dynamite and the segment with all them, like, I'm much more optimistic going forward than I was seeing that on Saturday.
I hear you.
Yeah, because the ending, I will agree, because the ending of Hanger's first run sucked. Because, like, he got there and nothing happened, right? At least this one had more legs and more merit. Like, we had it for 3 pay-per-views, right? Three,
something
4?
Like that, yeah.
Something like that. So, I mean, it's a decent run, but the thing is with Swerve coming back, I think that tells a bigger story than the belt, and it makes more sense for it to be off of him during that moment. So, yeah, I think story-wise, it makes a lot of sense. But to your point, also, I'm kind of there with you. It's like, I just wanted it to be a little longer, but I'm cool with it not as long as they don't fuck it up.
You know what I think the worst part about, like, the hardest part to swallow for me is that Hook cost Hanger the title.
I was trying to
I think that's what makes him a letdown. Is you had that huge story for him to take the title off Mox, and he's foiled by fucking Hook.
All right, let's put a pin in that, because I got a talking point.
I got a lot to say. Oh wait,
I know you do. But I got a talking point for us to get through with that here when we get to Dynamite. Let's get to Dynamite, okay? So, it's that magical time of year, Austin. Not the Christmas season, although that is very magical, right? It is time for the Continental Classic, and you put your eyeballs on these TVs. We're just putting a shitload of wrestling on. Let's go.
What does SantaCon give us?
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is.
One complaint or one gripest question: what fucking belt are we wrestling for? Is it the unified title? It's the Continental Classic. You're displaying the Continental Championship belt on the what are we doing? I thought we fixed this with Kenny Omega versus Okada. What is going on?
From what I understand, is just the Continental titles on the line, so they are no longer unified.
So that tells me everything I need to know, gentlemen. I think by them saying that, I think we already know who's winning.
Roderick Strong.
Well, it should be Takeshita.
Mascara Dorada, yes.
Should be Takeshita. But they are definitely looking like they're going to have Okada win it, which doesn't make sense.
Right. So you had
I don't think Okada's winning it.
You had the national champion crowned on Saturday. Ricochet is your inaugural national champion. First of all, the retro belt is fucking fire. All right, I'll fight anybody.
Yeah, that's right.
That's fucking fire. All right. So you just added another title. You were supposed to merge these together, and you can still call it the Continental Classic. That's fine for the unified title. But they were my right brain is exploding at this point, and I just can't take it. Okay.
Yeah, the title situation is muddy at best.
At best. Well, they announced the fields, so blue field, gold field, okay, and you've got a lot of your key players in there, right? So you have, and I actually have them in front of me here. So on the blue, for the blue pill, you have John Moxley, Konosuke Takeshita, Roderick Strong, Mascara Dorada, Orange Cassidy, and Claudio Castagnoli. 2 members of the Death Riders in the same league.
Dig it.
And then for the Gold League, you have Kazuchika Okada, Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, Pac, everybody's favorite Darby Allin, and Kyle Fletcher. 2 members of the Don Callis family on the same league. To which we start the show and the Classic off with Kyle Fletcher versus Kazuchika Okada. And Jamie...
That's just something you get for free on a Wednesday.
And Jamie just exploded at the beginning of this show. And our group text is proof positive of this.
Yes. It made my nether regions very happy.
Yeah. Not only the fact that we got everybody announced and all that stuff here, we're back to just wrestling a minimum of 4 wrestling matches for the Continental Classic every goddamn week, right? You know, all both shows.
Cool.
And you start with Okada versus Fletcher, which was the final last year.
Which I love.
And it was everything. And I love how they go 19 minutes and change, and there was an outcome, right? Because they could have done the very easy thing, 2 members on Cal's family, right? Take it to a draw to start, right? But no, they went full ham. Fletcher gets the victory over Okada.
That's why the Continental Classic is so good. Like, people will just lose. It's like when Briscoe beat Fletcher in last year's Continental Classic. You'll just see surprise things you didn't expect. It's the best thing in pro wrestling right now.
Yeah.
Truly is. I mean, minus the G1. It's the best thing on American soil.
Yes.
Well, it's the best way to do it. I mean, we have Bohemian quite a bit about Tony Khan's, penchant for 8 slot eight slot tournaments. It's always like, we're gonna get a tournament, and there's eight teams, 8 people, and it's this is what it is. A loss doesn't take you out of it. You got real stakes to it. You get some like you guys said, you get some really fun and interesting dichotomies going on throughout the tournament.
Can we talk about the surprise? Because I was surprised on 3 of them.
Yeah, there were a ton of surprises throughout the night. I mean, this is the first one. Okay. Where do you want to go next? I was just gonna go straight through.
Yeah, fire through.
All right, we'll go straight through. We'll get back. But yeah, surprises of the night, crazy, right? So after the match, you get a quick little Kenny Omega promo. Talking about how it's a complicated answer with him and the Young Bucks. Even the Young Bucks come out of his locker room moments after the interview's over. So I don't feel like it's that complicated, Kenny. But
Kenny being Kenny.
I think Kenny Omega is just confused. That's just his gimmick now. He doesn't really know what's going on.
And I'm good with it.
Died.
I lost 3 feet of my intestine. All right. But you follow that up with one of the best promos I've seen of the entire year. Fight me on that. Mark Briscoe, it just, in the field. As somebody who's lost, I've never had a brother, a physical, blood brother, but, lost somebody very close to you who was like a brother, right? And, lost people in my family as well. And it just, he didn't need any coaching for it. Like, this was all heart, all go. And my God, it was good. It was so good.
Yeah, I was confused at first about Mark Briscoe ending Kyle Fletcher's TNT title reign.
More.
But after watching just the beginning of tonight and all this, like, it makes perfect sense. Fletcher not only just going into the Continental Classic, but pinning Okada in the first match elevates him more than the TNT title would. And now you get a fun TNT title reign out of Mark Briscoe, where he can just kind of keep your mid card interesting for the next 6 to 8 weeks while you go through this entire tournament.
Gentlemen, you got to remember, Shawn Michaels did lose the Intercontinental Championship.
And Jamie's,
he forfeited because he got beat up by Marines, allegedly.
Jamie's whatever. Jamie
ready.
I mean, Jamie's.
No, it's one of those things.
You string this one string banjo for a very good purpose, very good reasoning. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm just gonna say it. You're not wrong.
Yeah, like, he's ready for the the thing was, and like Megan and I were talking about it because Megan's home, obviously. She sends her pure hate for you, JJ.
That's okay. I'll send a picture of me with the belt.
You, Austin. But 549 days. She and I were talking. It's like he outgrew the TNT belt. And that's saying something, because like there's been that belt's been held by some prestigious people, and like we're low. But he is 100% outgrown that belt, and that belt is now ready for somebody else.
Yeah, and he does double duty, right? Pays his due, he deserves it, right? The emotional, the family story is there, is to be celebrated as well. But also, this is not to be a negative, he can be that person to hold on to the belt, make it fun, make it good, make it exciting, and still be transitional for the next big star you want to kind of push in there, right? And I don't mean transitional in a bad way. I'm not saying he's a transitional champion. I don't think he's going to drop it immediately. I don't. But it's kind of one of those things. Gave the belt to Joe, right? They realized that they weren't going anywhere. They needed to get the belt into a position where they could be re-elevated, and what better than Samoa Joe to do that, right? Kind of same thing here with the TNT title. You're not sure which direction you're going to go in the long term? Well, who better to give it to than Mark Briscoe, because it's freaking Mark Briscoe. He deserves it.
Yeah, he doesn't need a long run, and you're going to get a ton of heat on whatever heel beats him for that title. So, like, you're good either way.
All right. So, first of two semifinals happen this evening. The second semifinal is coming in a week. We'll talk more about that for your women's tag team championships, because we need more belts, obviously. So here we are. The Sisters of Sin. I'm trying to use all their stupid nicknames that they have for these teams, okay? The
Sisters of Sin solid. They've had that.
Sisters of Sin, they were flat out coming out at that. And everybody was like, "Oh, we have a name too," and it's like, "No, you don't. You guys just became a tag team. Stop it." Right? So Sisters of Sin versus the Babes of Wrath. Which not a solid nickname.
I love it.
I like that name. I like the names in general. Like, if you're going to just create a women's tag division, put titles out there, I like the teams having names. Like, they're going all in on this tag team thing instead of just being two people.
I can appreciate that, okay? Still don't like it. Harley Cameron.
I want the Babes of Wrath. This is what I really want, because I think this would be so cool, and I pop so hard for it. If they would dress up, like, instead of being in the blue gear for the finals, they would dress up as Axe and Smash from Demolition.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
That'd be so good. So good. They did win, by the way. So Jamie just, threw it out at you. So if you didn't know, they did win.
Oh, Megan made this Sky Bluey comment, by the way. She's like, "Oh, Sky Bluey's back."
She is.
Like we haven't seen her in a hot minute.
Yeah. Hey, man. If you got to flaunt
She's
it.
like, I ain't mad at her.
Yeah. Sky Blue's come quite a ways, right? I feel like
Gotta get rid of that damn finisher.
yeah, and I think that Julia still has some. She still has some red spots in her. She either does the moonsault amazingly well or horrendous, which doesn't make any sense considering the type of athlete that she is as a former competitive cheerleader.
So, as someone that's competed in a pro wrestling ring, watching that tonight, and if you weren't watching the show, she was supposed to hit the moonsault. She backflipped and just landed on her feet, and then just kind of splashed. To me, it looks like she either forgot what the spot was or Harley forgot the spot. It looked like she thought Harley was supposed to move. Because I don't think you do a backflip off the top rope and land on your feet. Like, she is athletic enough and has done that. Like, you're either going to lay out with it or you're going to rotate because you want to. So I'm thinking what happened there is someone got mixed up and thought Harley was moving. But I actually wanted to give for like she laid on her feet, she just and covered like, hey, let's just keep going because you can't undo that. So
Yeah,
good job.
Yeah,
touche. I mean, I got, and she's still, they're actually both. Even though it's kind of weird when you look back, see how long Sky Blue's been wrestling. They're both still like ridiculously young, still too, right? So
yeah,
which is the whole point of having them in this group was Tekla, so that they can elevate them. I'm thinking about the 3 or 4 years the two of them could be, if they continue to work at it. They could actually be, because they got really good character, right. I really like that. Julia was stupid over when she was part of the House of Black. Now, lots of credit to Malachi, we know, but still, she played her part in that. Okay. And so they get going, but it's not their time. It is definitely the time for Willow and for Harley Cameron.
So I think the thing with the sisters is they're heels, but they don't get any heat because they look kind of harmless. Like you kind of just want to like Julia Hart and Sky Blue, but you don't take them super seriously, which is kind of silly because we just saw them bleed buckets a couple weeks ago. Like Sky Blue was great hardcore matches, but still, every time you see them, you don't want to boo them. Like you guys are out there doing your best. Like, so they're in a weird spot. I think in a couple years, when they get a little bit older, I think they'll like grow out of that, and they'll be great additions to this roster. But yeah, putting Willow and Harley over was definitely the move here.
Kind of spells out what's happening on the other side.
I was just going to ask you, Jamie, because you've been hell bent on this here. Do you think this is a guaranteed foregone conclusion then? That doesn't matter the stipulation that Tony Storm's going to announce here in about a half an hour. It's going to be Megan Bain and Marina Shafir, no matter what.
Also, don't forget about AEW's penchant for, if I get to name my stip, I lose.
True.
I remember the last time somebody actually won when they named their stip.
I think it might happen here. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion.
I agree with Alex. I don't think it's a non-zero chance, and I kind of like the whole face versus face final.
I normally don't like face versus face. I think it makes a lot of sense in this particular situation.
Thank you.
If there is another woman on the roster as beloved as Toni Storm, it's Willow Nightingale. And face versus face works when both faces are super over. And I think if you're saving the finals for World's End, or even if you're going to do it along the way on Dynamite, I think the biggest match you could put in the finals is Tony and Mina versus Willow and Harley. I don't think Megan and Marina are as exciting going up against Willow and Harley as Tony and Marina would be. Or Mina, not Marina. Mina.
Yeah. I don't either, and that's the other part of why I can see this non-zero chance is because every fiber of my being is telling me this is a World's End match, right? The inaugural women's tag team titles going to be decided on a random ass Dynamite in the middle of December at some 6,000 seat arena. Come on. If it's Marina and Megan Bain, it's going to be on Dynamite. I don't see that. I see it going to World's End. All right, so we have a giant pin we need to pull out because it's time to discuss the Opps celebration of Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe leaning into his heeldom as only Samoa Joe can do.
I'm grateful for
is the reveal package, and then revealing that this was the plan all along, the master plan involving Hook. Okay? Jamie's got a dissertation for us planned. But before we get to that, I just want to say one thing. This was actually a ridiculously good play that happened to be with the wrestler Hook. Replace that.
I was going to say.
Yeah, this is a fantastic way to do this whole little side story Swerve, but it was Hook.
Jamie thoroughly roast this, but I loved every part of this aside from Hook.
Yeah. Like if that was a different person this whole time, gets hurt, comes back, you replace him, you're angry, you guys kind of do a little bit, but then you're fine, and then you turn heel, and then you go up against him, and you're kind of fighting this, and he can't find anybody, but he was with you the whole time. I mean, if this was a different person in that role, it'd have been phenomenal, but it was Hook. Jamie, give us your words.
Okay. First, fuck Hook. Okay. Got that out of the way.
All right.
So, I agree with you. What they set up, how they did it, great. It's just with the wrong damn person, especially in that tag. Eddie Kingston would have been a much better choice in this situation.
Oh, yeah.
The crowd would have reacted so much better. Because, I don't know if y'all noticed, when Hook came out, literal crickets. No one cared he was there. On the pay-per-view or at Dynamite. Nothing. No, nothing. Either place. That tells you everything you need to know. He's not over. Quit trying to make fetch happen. Fetch is not going to happen. He's a Nepo baby, man. And it's sad because like sometimes Nepo babies work, sometimes they don't. He is definitely I don't work. It's frustrating because you're trying to make him a big deal. And honestly, the two other guys in the Opps, aside from Samoa Joe, are way bigger deals. And they should be bigger than Hook ever thought about being. Like the kid's, he can't talk. His music's horrible. His hair, he needs a fucking haircut. Like,
he's old enough to get a haircut, kid. Look at that.
I know. And it's like, he's got some of the shittiest tattoos I think I've ever seen. And it's like he's basically got a juggalo in the middle of his chest, I think, which is that'd be way cooler what he's got. Like, I'd rather see a juggalo there than whatever he's got. Like, he just doesn't fit, man. He doesn't fit with what they're trying to do. It should have been Eddie. That's where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
You know what Hook looked like tonight? Hook looked like when WWE has like a rapper or celebrity just come host the show and they get involved in a That's what he looked like the entire time. And when he talked too, like he just looks like he does not belong on pro wrestling TV.
Consider this, ladies and gentlemen of the everybody watching, as well as this dais. You have tried to get Hook over with the assistance of Samoa Joe and Eddie Kingston. And if these two...
And Orange Cassidy.
Well, Orange
Cassidy. He was with Orange Cassidy for a while, too.
But here's my point. If you're trying... You have these two masters of the microphone, two of probably the best that there are, one of the best of all time in Samoa Joe. I will fight that. I will fight anybody on that. We've talked about this in the past. I'm still sticking to that. Joe is a talker, right? And Eddie goddamn Kingston, who remember on early days of when he was first started appearing on being the elite, there was a bit where the Bucks backstage just, non-kayfabe would just go up to Eddie, give him something, and tell him to cut a promo on whatever they hand to him, and he killed it, right? If those two men can't get Hook over just a little bit, you know what the problem is, okay? Luckily, this segment was saved by Swerve. I love the imagery too, So you guys have a brand new Tahoe coming up here with, Swerve hopping out of it, staple gun in hand. God bless the staple gun, right? And they're using the old, like, hard, inefficient ones, not like the new, like, soft pull ones or like the power one. The old silver, gotta push it in there because that's, and a giant chain. And then you have coming from the side, probably took a fucking Uber over here, right? Is Hangman and Page, right? I love this kind of dichotomy of them, and eventually they make their way from the back of the arena in, right? Hangman stops for a shot and a beer, which is appreciative, and then they come in, they beat the living shit out of the Opps supporting cast, and then goes away. But I do love the juxtaposition you have because these two are lined, but you could tell that Swerve's new, like, Videotron entrance has his house burning, right? I'm so happy Swerve is back, and yes, he's aligned with Hangman now for Common Enemy, but I think we all know that that's just a matter of time before that powder keg blows. And I like the whole fact that you have this combustible situation, as it always will be with the two of them, going up against your world champion and his gang of thugs and Hook.
Yeah. Every part of this but Hook was awesome.
Yep. That's all I can say. Yep.
Yep.
But is the play, gentlemen, can I ask you this? Is the play then?
Yeah.
Joe and Hook versus Swerve and Hanger at World's End?
No. I don't think so.
I think logic would tell you it's going to be Swerve versus Joe, right? We saw that at Wrestle Dream when Swerve won the title the first time, right? I'm with Jamie. There's a non-zero chance. I don't feel like, because what are you going to do then, Austin? Are you going to have one of them versus Joe at World's End? They don't have anybody else. Do you really want to get two more people involved, have some mishmash 4-way or 8-man tag?
The triple threat is right there. So
Not yet. Not yet, my friend. Not yet. That's a Revolution thing.
No. Triple threat with Joe, Hanger, and Swerve.
Yes, that's a Revolution thing.
If you're Samoa Joe, you are the AEW World Champion. You have both these guys coming after you. Would the most advantageous time to have not be to have both of them in the ring at the same time, also fighting each other? Like, that story makes sense to me. Is Joe playing at the fact that they hated each other just 9 months ago, and putting the title line against both of them in a triple threat and using that to his advantage to leave with the title? Like, that makes a lot of sense to me.
It checks. I mean, when Swerve made his way to the ring at the pay-per-view, of course, Joe clears the way, makes a little path with all their minions, and, presenting the lifeless body of Hangman to Swerve. Like, here, buddy, look what I got you. Here, yeah. I don't feel like going to do that, Jamie. I think your scenario is more likely. I feel like that's coming, but not right away.
It's that, or they find a way to do all the Opps versus some, like...
Please, no.
Or they do a trios match of Hanger, Kingston, and Swerve going up against the Opps for the belts.
I don't like the idea of not having the AEW Men's World Championship defended on the pay-per-view.
You can see it happening though.
And I think there's a good chance too. You just got Swerve versus Joe, because Hangman just dropped the title, so I could see Swerve in Joe's mind having the better opportunity. I don't know. We should start to see. So next week is the next women's tag semifinal, and I'm fully assuming that after they have that, we'll have our championship match set. That'll be the first match announced for World's End. Okay. You had a Moxley promo. Then you had the first of the Blue League matches: John Moxley versus Mascara Dorada. The promo again kind of showed what we talked about earlier. Mox kind of losing it. Is slowly, descending to insanity level things, and then the rest of the Death Riders kind of looking on like, okay, this guy's losing his shit, right? The match itself was fine. John actually finds a way to win by submission, which I think is a good little touch on the whole shtick, right? And then afterwards, of course, you get a run-in by Toni Storm. And I'm not going to lie, gentlemen, I felt for a good solid 2 minutes there, because she keeps doing this kind of thing. So she's like, spitting at John Moxley, right? And she started to do it tonight too. And I'm like, what if in her head she doesn't even see John Moxley, and she thinks that Marina Shafir is actually John Moxley? But then she disbanded that, right? Because she addressed his cave woman daughter separately. Stipulation, ladies and gentlemen, for next week is Hardcore Holiday Death Match. Who saw that coming?
Everybody.
See your hands? There we go.
We talked about last week how this was the problem with doing the naming stipulation. We just saw Blood and Guts. There's no stipulation that's going to top that 3 weeks later. And here we are. And it'll be fun. Themed Street Fighter death match is great, but why do the whole build-up stipulation and just make it basically a hardcore match?
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna hit with like fake trees and stuff, like candy canes and boxes and stuff like that. Cool, right? We know that's gonna come, right? There's gonna be something wrapped in barbed wire. Maybe it's a wreath. I don't know, right?
They're probably gonna give Mina another weapon she does not know how to use.
There's
high probability.
There's got to be a mistletoe spot, right? Like Tony and Mina are definitely gonna have a mistletoe spot for that match.
100% a mistletoe spot.
And I'm not. I'm for it. Like, they should do like 3 or 4 of those.
So committed to the bit.
I'll refer you to some other websites, Jamie. Don't worry about it. All right.
Thanks,
so after this, you had Chris Statlander promo. Is this your second surprise of the night, Jamie?
Yeah. I'll put it this way: it's in the right direction. Was it good? I'm not saying that. He's crying though, dude.
I think Austin froze on us again.
Nope, no, he's coming.
Am I frozen, or am I just taken aback by the Statlander promo?
Like that would have been amazing if you were just like, this is what this promo did to me. All right, you're back fully.
So delivery wise, some of her finer work.
Yes.
But she said nothing.
Yes.
Like she didn't answer Renee's question. She rambled on like the Ultimate Warrior, but not in a fun way. She just she didn't actually say anything.
She's the female Ultimate Warrior. I just got that. Amazing physique, like the strong,
Except she's an absolute workhorse, and the Ultimate Warrior was the shits.
Yeah,
true.
Coke will do that to you.
I was a massive Ultimate Warrior fan, man. I was a big Ultimate Warrior fan until he won his title, and then his title reign was just shit. But just to this day, I know. But to this day, I still will argue that WrestleMania 6 main event was him and Hulkster. Still one of my favorite matches of all time. Don't care. Don't care.
That was probably his finest work.
It was.
But he's no Chris Statlander in the ring, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but Chris Statler, he is Chris Statler on the mic, and she was too. So, in a way, I don't hate this because you're trying to put the focus more on the tag team, because you're announcing the tag team titles. I get it, but just fair reminder, this is your top women's title, and Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné in AEW. And it feels like there's no direction going forward here. So, yeah.
Yeah, and so to pull the pin out from earlier, you pulled the trigger on Statlander beating Tony and Mercedes. But we see from the promo tonight, there is a clear ceiling with Chris Statlander. Phenomenal in the ring. She's just never going to be that megastar top person you want as your champion long term. Yeah. If she was, Tony and Mercedes would have done it, but she can't even give you a promo with any sense of getting you excited for what's coming next. And I just don't think that's ever going to change.
Well, and they fumbled the whole thing. I mean, Statlander's fine, and we all talked about how much we like Statlander, right? But they had the ultimate opportunity, the whole Death Rider thing, and then they swerved on it, but gave her that little moment of actual character where the crowd was going off. Like the double birds going into the crowd, after rejecting, Wheeler Yuta and all that stuff. And they did nothing with that. So they gave you a second tease that she could join in. And to be fair, that probably would have been the best thing you could have done for Chris Statlander to character-wise, And they didn't do it, and now it's too far removed, and you don't know what to do with her. I understand you try to give her the rope and let her build her own bridge, but she's hanging her character right now. She really is.
Me too. The booking is not doing her any favors. Like, they could have just asked Renee what was next and had Tekla walk up and just stare down. And I would have been infinitely more interested in what's incoherently for about 2 solid minutes.
So I think that's absolutely hilarious because Megan and I both think Tekla's next.
She should be.
She should be. And I think that what's interesting is Tekla wrestling Time Mellow tomorrow night, right? Like, even Tony Khan's like, I'm not getting Tekla near her yet. Right? That says a lot about what your choice of champion is, because what if Tekla comes out and just, slimely finds a way to get that title off of her, right? Gives Chris an edge, right? To your point before, Jamie, first title run, Hangman was the best he was until recent times, because of that chase. And when he got there, what do you do with it, right? But he goes chasing again, he gets good again. Statlander could be the same way, right? Plus, you gotta push Tekla. It's past time. She deserves it.
Yeah.
Or
the brains are swirling over there, Austin.
A returning heel Hikaru Shida.
You're all in on heel Hikaru Shida.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna say the BB girl.
I thought you were for a second.
No, I'm not that crazy. I want a good wrestler.
I think Hikaru Shida is like too beloved by the AEW crowd to be the top heel facing Chris Statlander. Like, I think that hurts your babyface champion a bit because people might just like Shida more.
I'm fine with that.
And that does Chris Statlander no favors.
I know. Take the belt off of her.
I mean, I'd be 100% down if she just showed up and win the title. Like, I don't think that's where we're going.
I think it's Tekla. It's got to be.
Who should win the belt too? Because she's got it. She is oozing with charisma, everything.
Yeah, she's over. Let's. Speaking of charisma, Darby Allin's up next, Jamie. Darby
It's
Allin.
better than the Dynamite that has both Hook and Darby Allin on it, guys.
Yeah. But Darby Allin was with Kevin Knight, so it was a better match than just Darby gets the living crap beat out of him. All right, Gold League here. And Kevin Knight gets the win. And Kevin Knight looked fantastic. One of the best coast-to-coast I've seen in a long damn time. Mostly because it wasn't Shane O'Mac doing it. But still.
Yeah, that's fair.
Eddie Kingston cut a quick promo. A whole, oh, fuck me, no fuck you. Basically, that's the...
We're just glossing over the fact that Kevin Knight won.
No, I said Kevin Knight won. Yeah,
you're just talking about how he did coast to coast, and like that's it.
100%. Go. Chat, help me out here. I 100% said Kevin Knight got the victory, and
he did actually. I don't think he mentioned him winning.
No, he didn't, dude.
100% did. I definitely did.
But you 100% did not. I assure you.
I'll side with Jamie on this one.
You have the live feed pulled up on your screen there, Jamie. Rewind it and watch. All right. We're going to sit here, chat. We're going to sit here patiently to see who is correct.
While Jamie is researching, I actually wasn't that surprised by Kevin Knight winning here. I like to think it's canon that Darby Allin can't beat baby faces. Like, he just throws himself recklessly at heels that he absolutely hates. But I like the idea that Darby Allin just gets beat by baby faces because he's not angry enough to like kill himself out there.
Yeah, no,
it's a fun character wrinkle.
Dude, our sound is bad again, by the way.
Is it? Is it choppy?
Yeah, we're very crackly.
I haven't messed any of our I haven't changed a single setting since it was last bad, and I changed the settings to make it not bad. Maybe I do need.
Have you not found it yet, Jamie? It was like 30 seconds before he asked you to.
Well, when he left to go research it, he is like 30 seconds ago.
Nope, did say it. Fuck off.
Man's in between the chops, okay? Regardless, Kevin Knight did get the victory, okay? And moving forward, Eddie Kingston again cut a promo, very much a fuck me, no fuck you promo, basically, okay?
100% it was.
That's the most Eddie Kingston. And we found out he's going to have beans and rice and chicken for Thanksgiving, so there's that. Which is not far off of what Jamie's going to have for Thanksgiving as well. Sorry, Jamie. I had
to. No. Believe me. I would love to take a moment to talk about how I'm having tacos for Thanksgiving. I love tacos.
I mean, yeah.
I love them. But there's no fucking way I'm going to enjoy them on the one day a year. I know I get mashed potatoes, I get gravy, I get turkey, I get pumpkin pie, I get cherry pie. I mean, this is gonna sound bad. Barely seasoned brown beef, by the way.
Not even chorizo. What the fuck?
Like, why are you having
tacos? Chicken that has zero seasoning on it too.
What was that, Austin?
It's fucking
why are you having tacos for Thanksgiving?
Oh, that's a great question, Jamie. Why are you having tacos for Thanksgiving?
Because people decided that they felt it was more important for us to eat that because they don't feel like having turkey. The people who are hosting are like, "You guys want to do tacos?" And we thought they were joking, and they are not.
I guess.
I mean,
So,
I understand.
Fun fact, though.
I understand turkey. If you're gonna do like a whole bird, it's preparation. You're roasting it, frying it, smoking it. No matter what you do, I mean, I get it, right? That's a time commitment there. You can get turkey breasts. You can get turkey legs. You can get pre-cooked turkey halves that you just fucking warm up in the oven, for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, y'all.
So it's funny. So my little mini me, Audrey, like I didn't cue her up or anything. I did not say a damn thing to her.
I love
Swear,
this so much.
Scouts on her. Scouts on her. Jen, we were eating dinner, and then it's like, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna have tacos," and she's like, "What?" And Jen's like, "Yeah, we're having tacos." She's like, "I'm not eating that on Thanksgiving." I'm like, I just look at her. I didn't say shit. And she's just like, she just literally looks just deadpan, like, I refuse to eat that. Mom, are you gonna make real dinner when we get home? Like, instantly just going to the mom, we make something. It's like, I'm proud of her for like staying on business a little bit, but it's like, fucking
Yeah,
tacos,
that's weird. Like,
it's because they've had it for so many years. I'm like, I know you're older. It's fine. I appreciate that you're older. That's why I want to have.
It's just the once a year.
One time.
It's just the once a year. Like,
and like I just said, there are easy ways to do this. You don't have to spend the entire day brining and broiling and roasting. Carving, and there are easier ways to get you turkey stuffing, mashed potatoes, yams, green bean casserole, a couple pies. I mean, there's easier ways. Okay, you can do it.
It's funny. It's like I'm going off, and like my wife's not feeling well, so she's already passed out. She took NyQuil, so there's no way she's hearing this.
Fantastic.
But I know for a fact Megan is hearing me right now and probably laughing her ass off, talking to Matt about how I'm just running the bus on eating tacos tomorrow. Usually like you don't eat all day, like as it's game time. It's game time. I am fasting. Like I started fasting at 6:00 tonight. I'm like, I'm gonna go in there with one mission and one mission only, to fuck food up. And now I'm just like, no. I'm good.
This is the Thanksgiving equivalent of Hook being involved in the main event.
Yes.
Like, just no.
Yes.
This is how we bring it back together, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a mild Hook moment.
Oh my God! So Jamie's having a Hook dinner. Okay, I'm glad I get to have my traditional Thanksgiving. Like I told these guys earlier, I make sure no matter what, even the year of COVID, when my dad and my stepmom were like quarantined down in fucking Arizona or whatever, right? I told my sister, I don't care. We're having Thanksgiving dinner. We're gonna do this, right? So, well. So Dynamite. Let's go back to Dynamite if we should.
Yeah, please.
We only have one thing left. We were so close too. We were at the end. All right.
Your Thanksgiving dinner is so sad it brought the show down.
I know, which is funny. They're not even going to anybody's house that's Hispanic too. So you're having white boy tacos too. Because if you have some El Pastor or something good, okay, okay. At least no.
I'm getting boiled chicken that's been shredded,
and
then some brown meat that might maybe have a taco packet in it. That's about what I'm getting.
So a big bag of Walmart cheese, and there you go. Claudio Castagnoli, Orange Cassidy is your main event. This is a blue. I check which league it was. Blue league match. We've seen this match many a times, and it never disappoints.
Yeah,
Claudio's great. Orange is great. Match was good. Claudio gets the victory. In a pretty convincing fashion, I would say, as well too. I like how each of the matches had its own little flavor, right? You had an epic kind of back and forth barn burner, right? And then you had one that was kind of both guys, you tag team guy, and you had Darby Allin not facing the heel, kind of out of their element a little bit, right? With the underdog coming through, and then you had, match you've seen before, but definitely dominated by the bigger, stronger competitor, which brings out fucking everybody who's in the tournament. Okay, couple takeaways I had from this. I'll let you guys go. Okada's new shirt is amazing. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Just amazing. Did you not catch his shirt, Jamie? I see you going to shop AEW.com right now as we speak.
I am.
Go ahead and throw it in the cart while you're there because it's outstanding.
It's white, by the way. It's not black. So.
No, yeah, you had me at white. You had me at never mind. I'm gonna stop there.
Whoa. There's that. Second thing to take away from this, get Moxley versus Claudio next week on Dynamite as part of the Blue League. Could this be the catalyst for beating John Moxley out of the Death Riders?
It's definitely a step in that direction. Like, I think Claudio's beating him next week to progress that story. I don't think he's getting jumped out immediately, but
okay.
I think that's going to be an important piece of it is Claudio beating Mox next week.
That's another like swing of the axe on the tree, but it's not felling that story yet. Okay.
I think there's more story you can tell before you get there of really seeing the Death Riders just get tired of Moxley's shit. And you've seen him tap out, or you've seen him give up twice. He hasn't been winning a lot recently, but then I think seeing Claudio pin him clean in the middle of the ring, like, I think that's an important piece in that progression towards them eventually jumping him out.
Yeah. Have you ordered your shirt yet, Jamie?
The bitch shirt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I did see it. Okay, I was like, wait, I've already seen this shirt. Yes, yeah, that's kind of amazing. They're a big sale. Big sale, guys. Big sale.
It is Black Friday sales all around.
Life has been wanting to get a Bruv jersey for a long time, so it might finally be time to pull the trigger.
This is the time. And everybody's gone to, like, Black Friday is not even Black Friday anymore. Like, Black Friday's been going on all week,
Yeah, I know. I got a new washer and dryer out of it.
I got some new speakers because the rear speakers in my car are too overpowered to be on deck power. So I got some new speakers for the back of my car that were embarrassingly low priced, So it's like, damn. All right. That's what we got here. You guys have anything else you want to get to? Any points that we might have missed or not glossed over, or anything else at all?
I mean, we should briefly touch on fantasy football. How'd that go for everyone this weekend?
We should.
So JJ, how'd your team do?
Thank you guys for joining us this week here on Total Spotfest.
Hey, it's verified air when I get a freaking dub.
My team overall, my team was, for the most part, was not terrible, right? You luckily had Josh Allen on your side, which on my other league, I understand Josh Allen doth shitteth the bed this past week, and so I had a little bit of thing going on. Pat didn't have the greatest of games, but he still got a decent amount of points. I had to get a quarterback in there. I had to fill some spots, but my receivers gave me a grand total of, ready for it, 4 points. That's combined. Aston had like a fucking concussion in the first quarter, and he didn't catch a single ball. And I don't even know what Stephon Diggs was doing. So
it was a double glorious football weekend because not only did I beat you in fantasy, but how'd your Steelers do?
Oh yeah, I didn't have to say shit this time. Let's go.
I am now your champion. And as your champion, I command respect around here. All right, Austin. It's okay. I told my father this. The Steelers are the most schizophrenic team I think I've ever seen in my life. And I mean that wholeheartedly this year. They, one play can totally derail the entire game. And there was that 4th and 1, the push that should have been a first down, but it wasn't. Not a big deal, right? It's still early on. You got the lead. You got momentum. You're doing good. Your defense playing great. Cool. But no, they just, after that, somehow their entire psyche just disappeared on both sides of the ball, and they forgot how football works. And, you know, it was just like, what happened? From the first, 20 minutes of the game to the second 40 was ridiculous. I don't even know. But it doesn't matter because somehow he's going to find a way to be 9-8. And
that's probably what's going to happen.
We'll barely make the playoffs or barely miss the playoffs because that's my fucking life. Luckily,
because you're out now. The freaking Ravens came back in our first place.
Well, yeah. Well, Lamar gets healthy. We knew that once Lamar got healthy, they were going to do that. You got Lamar and Derrick Henry. You're gonna win some games. All right. I know you hate Lamar, but they're going to win some games no matter what. But no,
we're sitting here at Thanksgiving, and the Chicago Bears have sole possession of the NFC North.
And the
Kansas City Chiefs,
I know,
are fighting for a wild card spot. Who would have thought?
I know.
This guy.
I mean, the Bears are tied for second place in the AFC or NFC.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
The Rams are fucking stupid though. Look out for the Rams. I'm just telling you, man.
That defense is legit.
Ooh, it is
that
so
offense
good.
is legit too.
It really is. I mean, they have developed it, and they have the thicker kicker
Puka.
now. What?
No Puka. When's Puka coming back? Is he coming back yet?
He played last weekend.
He was last week. Yeah,
Did
he's
he?
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's been playing.
I thought he got hurt. Like he was on the IR.
No. It's 4-week IR. He's back. He was back like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, he was out for a couple weeks, but he's been back for a while.
Yeah, he was on like the 4-week IR. He's fine. He's back. Well, I take solace in the fact that all you guys got to do to qualify for a bowl, Jamie, is win a game.
I don't think we're doing that.
Good luck with that. But no, we are getting close to playoffs here. Again, the good news about, Total Spotfest Fantasy Football, everybody makes the playoffs.
Jamie's just been saving his wins for December.
Yeah. The magical time that I might get Jaden Daniels and Lamar on my roster at the exact same time has yet to happen all year. So if it does happen, look out. Y'all are fucked.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing Jaden Daniels on the football field again this year, dude.
I don't either.
Yep. But I'm just putting all my faith in Jamar Gibbs, Just everything.
That's not a bad horse to bet on.
I mean, that's pretty much my only card to play, unless Bo Nix has a blow-up week, which, I'll take that too, because he could be 10 points, he could be 60 points. Who knows? It's Bo Nix. He's the Pittsburgh Steelers of quarterbacks. All right. That's what we got here. We will be back next week. More Dynamite. Like I said, we got the second half of the Women's World Tag Team title tournament. More Continental Classic. It's a happy time of the year. Austin's going to come in with a giant chubby because we're just going to have wrestling and more wrestling to talk about here. We got about a month or so until World's End. So we'll start getting matches probably, again, my guess is next week we're going to start getting a little bit of stuff announced going on forward here. And, that's what we got. So for those of you in America, please have a very happy, very safe Thanksgiving if you celebrate tomorrow. If you don't, hey, just chill. You do you, boo. But we will be back next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Jamie, take us home, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I got 7 words for you. JJ, I remember my first time too.
Enjoy your fucking tacos. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Happy Thanksgiving.